Okay, we'll go ahead and call tonight's meeting to order. If able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Pape,
Here.
Councilmember Shavetta, Councilmember Kosmeyer,
Here.
Councilmember Hands,
Here.
Councilmember Caldwell,
Here.
Councilmember Leahy,
Here.
Councilmember Ryder,
Here.
Councilmember Silvers,
Here.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item up this evening is public items. Members of the public are encouraged to use this time to make comments about matters directly related to the city's programs and services. Comments related to a matter or topic on the city council agenda that is the subject of a public hearing should be provided during the scheduled public hearing and not during the public comment period. Please note, individuals making public comments will be limited to 3 minutes, and the city reserves the right to refuse public comments which are inconsistent with the parameters established by the governing bodies and rules of procedure. We did have a sign-up sheet here, but it is blank. But is there anyone out there in the audience that would like to come forward this time? Please come forward, sir. Name and address for the record.
Good evening, Council. Billy Crone, 6633 Wed Street. You all were shocked to hear, supposedly at the last meeting in June, about a Merriam hotel that had not been paying its taxes, neither its sales tax nor its guest visitor tax. And it sounded like staff had actually known about that for a while, which is a little bit alarming to me. I wonder how many other large tax delinquents there are. I hope not too many. But council directed staff to move forward with canceling the business license of that business, which is one of the things you can do to enforce taxation, to make sure it gets paid. I've not heard anything from staff at the last couple meetings, and I hope you don't forget about that. It's a big deal. Everyone else pays their taxes, so don't let that slip through the cracks, please. Even if our mayor didn't pay his last year for real estate. Thanks.
Is there anyone else that would like to come forward this time? Please come forward, sir. Name and address for the record.
Hello, my name's Dan Leap, 5848 Merriam Drive. I'm the owner of Guitar Lamp, also one of the only residents in the historic downtown Merriam. I live above my shop, as you all might know. I'm also a director on the board of directors of the Merriam Drainage Board. And that's what I'm here to talk about. Jason's been to our meetings. Thank you for coming to most all of them. There's been a lot of talk about the flooding, and our board has determined that the railroad bridge is the pinch point, the big pinch point. And if our engineer has confirmed that down there at the railroad bridge where Turkey Creek runs under the railroad bridge in Waterfall Park is where the city should be looking at instead of in the historic part where my building is. If you do anything at Johnson Drive or at the Merriam Drive Bridge, it's only going to make that worse downstream at the railroad bridge. And as you know, in 25, the only flooding that occurred where the creek got over to businesses was at that point. And those businesses are only going to see more flooding if something's not done there at the railroad bridge.
Okay, is there anyone else who would like to come forward this time for public comment? Okay, I see no one else coming to the podium, so we'll close out the public comment section. Next item up on the agenda this evening is the consent agenda. All items listed under the heading are considered to be routine by the City Council, may be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which case that item be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. Considering we only have one item on the agenda this evening, does anybody want to have any discussion on that? Or I call for a motion. I would entertain a motion for the consent agenda. Go ahead, Mr. Silvers.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move that the council approve consent agenda item number 1.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Go ahead, Ms. Yadrich.
Mr. Mayor, second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion second.
Councilmember Cosmeyer,
Aye.
Councilmember Hands,
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell,
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy,
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder,
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers,
Aye.
Councilmember Yodrich.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, next item up this evening is the mayor's report, and the first item we have on that is the Hero and USA Drone Grant. Looks like we have the major coming forward, Chris Brokaw. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Yep. Good evening, everybody. As you guys may or may not already know, in 2025, the police department became aware of some government restrictions that were affected our DJI drone that we had in service. These restrictions prevented the police department from being able to repair the drone if it's damaged, and ultimately it's going to require discontinuance of its use. So as a result, staff started evaluating replacement options. After we reviewed some different drone platforms, the department decided to go with the Skydio X10 as the replacement needs for our operations. And Sergeant Myers over there, he's got the our new drone, which we just received last week. He's got it on the table there for you guys to take a look at. During that evaluation process, staff was introduced to Hero Fund USA, which is a privately funded 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to helping first responders acquire the equipment and technology needed to better protect and serve their communities. Hero Fund USA recognizes that there is often a gap between available department budgets and the emerging technology needs of public safety agencies. So in March of this year, Hero Fund USA partnered with the Merriam Police Department and generously agreed to fund half of the equipment cost of our new Skydio X10. Their support made it possible for the department to acquire some of the most advanced drone technology that's available, which enhances our ability to serve and protect Merriam citizens. So tonight, Daryl Smith, who is the CEO of Hero Fund USA, is here with us, and I'm going to have him come forward. He is going to present the city with a check in the amount of $10,116, representing Hero Fund USA's contribution toward half of the costs of the Skydio X10 drone system. Daryl, Mayor, if you want to come down too, and Daryl, if you want to come on. I'll let him do the presentation. Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You can keep this one too.
Oh, well,
It's
thank you, sir. I
it's not
appreciate that.
cashable, but it's suitable for the next.
So don't take it to the
framing
bank.
Or the next dartboard tournament. Or whatever.
Yes, that's what I was going to have Daryl do.
As Major Brokaw said, I'm Daryl Smith. I'm the CEO and one of 3 co-founders of Hero Fund USA. We're based in Blue Springs, Missouri. And this organization had its genesis in, we originally thought we were going to be an organization that would provide funding assistance to the families of a fallen first responder after a line of duty tragedy. But we came very quickly to realize nearly 10 years ago that there are a lot of organizations, starting with our own federal government and a lot of state and community organizations that provide funding assistance in support of families of a fallen first responder. But what we did not see anywhere in the United States was an organization dedicated to providing funding for preventive measures, things to keep first responders from getting hurt or worse in the first place. And that's the genesis of Hero Fund USA. And so when Sergeant Myers and Major Brokaw came to us with this grant funding request for this beautiful machine here, by the way, this thing costs as much as a good used car costs. So, but this will in fact save lives, and that's what interested us first. The fact that it's a U.S.-made product intrigued us even more. And so we're happy and proud and humbled and blessed, if you will, to be able to provide some funding assistance to the city of Merriam for this equipment. And I'll just close with saying, Scripture says when we give, we should give so privately that our left hand doesn't know what our right hand is doing. Well, when you run a nonprofit, you have to tell your donors and your stakeholders how you're investing their money. And so we hope this equipment will be put to good use. And when we don't hear about a first responder getting hurt in Merriam, Kansas, we'll pat ourselves on the back a little bit and say, thank you, God, for keeping these men and women safe. They're doing God's work, and we know that you support them fully. So thank you, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Well, I was going to say, does anybody have any questions for Major Brokaw, but he's leaving. Okay, or for the chief. Yeah, any questions for the Chief McLaughlin? Okay.
I will just say I saw on Fox 4 this morning that that this was happening. So it's wonderful to get that kind of visibility for the organization as well as for Merriam Police Department.
That's awesome. Okay. Okay. Well, it looks like I thought maybe we were going to get a demonstration there, but I guess not. That's okay.
It's kind of a limited space.
Get a little more training first before you bring it back. Okay. Okay. Other things from the mayor's report. I always like to say a little bit about things that have been going on the last couple of weeks, and I'll try to get through these rather quickly here. One of them is very exciting at the end here, though, so bear with me. I met with Mr. Engel and conducted his annual evaluation based on input from the entire city council. I met with Sierra and we made a short video thanking all the groups and individuals that helped to install and take down all the 1,200 flags that flew in Merriam during the recognition of our 250th anniversary of our independence. I met with a long-term resident. We discussed the future downtown and a potential new business venture. I and a council member attended the Stony Bogan celebration of a life event held at the Farmers Market. This was provided by his family and the Northeast Chamber of Commerce. A truly remarkable man who loved Merriam, longtime resident, and served on numerous committees for us. He'd not be forgotten. I and several council members attended the employee luncheon. It's always good to get together and interact with our employees. They are the backbone of our city. I and a couple of council members attended the business appreciation event at 30 Hop. It's always great to meet one-on-one with business owners and discuss what's important to them. I attended the Northeast Johnson County Mayor's Luncheon. It was hosted by Mayor Probernek at Venters down in Fairway. I think it's where they're located. I've never been there before. Very nice business. Anyway, we discussed items that were important and things that were going on in the county and all of our budgets and whether we were raising our mill levy. Okay, so then I also attended Black Party Award 1, got to share all the great things going on in Merriam. They did really express their appreciation for the Black Grant. I attended the Merriam Volunteer Division Chief George Mowry, his funeral. Chief Mowry served Merriam for 53.5 years. His dad, brother, kids all served Merriam as well. His grandkids serve on the fire departments today. A huge thank you goes out to the Mowry family for the contributions and services to the community. We will be recognizing Chief Mowry at a future council meeting. His family couldn't attend this evening, so thank you. Thank you, Chief Allen, for providing our reserve unit for the funeral procession and all that your department did to honor Chief Mowry. I and several council members attended the Merriam Downtown Advisory Committee meeting. This committee is made up of downtown business owners, council members, plan commissioners, and residents. Huge thanks goes out to all those who are helping to guide the future of our downtown. I and a council member were with Mr. Engel to prepare tonight's agenda, and I attended a legislative town meeting with our state legislators. Commissioner Fast and the Board of Education gave us updates on everything that they've been during this past month. And this is the one that you've been really waiting for. So I'm excited to announce that we are the recent winners of the Northeast Johnson County Chamber of Commerce annual golf tournament. Okay, the first time, yeah, give it a hands up. This is the first time we've won that award. So I want to mention those individuals that, so we have bragging rights now. But our Merriam team consisted of Caleb Hunt, Rod Anderson, Corey Heron, Jake Yodrich, and team captain Whitney Yodrich. Thank you for representing Merriam, and I have something to show you guys. Look, I've been working out. Check this out. And our name will be on there forever.
I just want to say Jake was a fantastic team player for being a very last minute sub for me. So
Wasn't quite a,
thank you.
thanks to all our team members that brought the trophy home. So, and that's all I have as the mayor. Did I miss anything from the council that I should have said? Apologize if I did. Okay. Well, that's all I have for the mayor's report. First item up on the council items is the independent auditor's report. Looks like we got Director Borth at the payment of the podium.
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. I am pleased to present you with the 2025 ACFR and the PAFR that are both in your packet. We did win awards for both of them from GFOA last year. We got the coveted Triple Crown, which means our budget, our ACFR, and our PAFR all received the highest level of award you can get. We have no reason to think we won't get it next year. They've already been submitted, so here we go, let's hope. But the audit is prepared by a third-party company. This year it was AGH. So we have Amy Tharnish here to present that to you. And then I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Amy Tharnish with AGH, and thank you for the opportunity to present the results of the 2025 audit tonight. The scope of our work is to complete an audit of the financial statements and provide an opinion over those financial statements. So I'm going to highlight just a few key items and results from the audit. I'm going to start by noting that we issued an unmodified opinion on the financial statements, or a clean opinion. This is the best opinion that the city can receive, and it means that the financial statements are materially accurate and reflect the books and records of the city. And you have been provided with a copy of the ACFR for your review. Audit standards require that we communicate certain items to keep you as a governing body informed about matters relating to the audit. You have been provided with a copy of the letter that addresses those required communications. I'm not going to go over the entire letter, but I want to highlight a few key items. So in the middle of the first page, we note that the city did not adopt any new accounting policies, and there were no changes to existing accounting policies during the year. And we also noted that they did not have any significant unusual transactions. So those are kind of out of the ordinary, so we like to highlight those. At the bottom of the second page, we list 2 audit adjustments that we made. The first entry is just to record construction in progress and accounts payable in the Capital Improvement Fund. And the second entry is to record the allocation of interest earnings from pooled investments to the applicable governmental funds. The other thing we highlight is on page 3, continuing on to page 4, where we discuss internal control matters. We describe any deficiencies in internal control that we consider to be either material weaknesses or significant deficiencies. A material weakness is where there's a reasonable possibility that a material misstatement of the financial statements will not be prevented or detected timely. And a significant deficiency is slightly less severe, but still material enough to require attention. So during the audit, we did note one material weakness. This material weakness relates to the accounts payable cutoff and the audit adjustment that we made to the Capital Improvement Fund. Due to the amount of the adjustment, we noted this as a material weakness and just recommend that management review its accounts payable cutoff procedures just to ensure that all material invoices are recorded in the correct year. And management's response and how they're going to address that finding is included in the letter as well. So ultimately, the goal for our audit is to ensure compliance with laws and regulations, that internal controls are in place and operating effectively, and that financial statements accurately reflect the books and records for the city. And so I'm happy to report that the answer is yes to all of those items. I want to also thank Megan and her team, as well as staff from other city departments. The audit process requires a significant amount of time, and so we appreciate their responsiveness and assistance during the audit to help it go smoothly. So thank you again for your time this evening, and I will open it up for any questions.
Thank you. Any questions for me? Questions as well? Yes, go ahead, Amy.
Can you tell us what the Triple Crown is?
That's, yeah, you want to answer that one? Yep.
Sorry. That is, it's technically separate from the audit. So it is something our communications department helps us put together, basically the public-facing documents. So we take the audit and make it look as and sound as digestible as possible for public consumption and theoretically for your consumption as well. And then there's also a next step for the audit, which is the PAFR, and it's basically taking it and making it even more friendly for the public, a little bit more digestible. There's a lot more charts and it's a little prettier, if you will, less financial schedules and all the things that we have to put into it. It's more, here's the straight facts, the highlights that someone may care about. You'll see that one's only a few pages compared to our 100-page document. So we take both of those and submit them. It's something that happens after the audit. So we use the financials to create these two documents with communications, and then the budget is the same. So we work with you to make some sort of a budget. Obviously, that comes out to being over 100 pages, closer to 200. But then it's making it as digestible, which I think we told you all when we got the budget award last year that they said that we had one of the most easily, reader-friendly books that they had seen, especially when it came to all of the goals and objectives and how we communicate those to the public. So it's a team effort, but basically taking everything and making it as digestible as possible. So if we gave the public what is in front of you, I don't think they would. I think they would stop reading very quickly. So.
Any other questions, Director Moore? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Good question. That's right. Okay. And we had no other questions for auditor? Okay. Well, I would entertain a motion then to accept that. Ms. Shadridge.
Mr. Mayor, I move that the city acknowledge receipt of the city's 2025 financial audit reports.
Okay, we have a motion. Go ahead, Ms. Hands.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I second that.
Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Kosmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Looks like the next item up is a resolution updating our employee handbook. All right. Thank you, Katie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight I'm here to present a proposal to update our personnel policy, specifically Section 7.6, which goes over our bereavement leave. The city is always looking at updating and reviewing our personnel files to make sure that we're competitive and sustainable and compliant, as well as responsive to employee needs. During our last review, we found the opportunity to update that the bereavement leave policy to include family planning loss or pregnancy loss. So basically, the proposed changes would allow an employee who has recently experienced a stillbirth or a miscarriage to receive the same benefit as an employee who had recently lost an immediate family member. So staff recommends these changes, and I am happy to stand for any questions that you might have.
Any questions? No? Oh, go ahead, Mr. Silvers.
I just wanted to say that I think this is a great improvement.
Right. Okay. No other questions? All right. Well, if there are no other questions, then, are you ready for a motion?
Yep.
Yes, Ms. Shadridge.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I move that the council approve a resolution updating the employee handbook, section 7.06.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Go ahead, Ms. Hands.
I second that.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Kosmeyer.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, it looks like next item up is going to be another resolution, and you're going to address that, I assume, too.
Yes, thank you. So this one is going to be proposed changes to the section 5.7, which goes over technology and phone reimbursements. So as the city continues to build on their cybersecurity and strengthen that, we wanted to provide clarity on the use of multi-factor authenticators and other platforms that allow our employees to access the city's networks and systems sustainably as well as securely. So this change just provides clarity on the use of those platforms. Staff recommends those changes, and I'm happy to stand for any questions that you might have.
Okay, any questions concerning this topic, Mr. Silvers?
I have a question. I think it's actually for council. Being the child of someone who worked in the legal department of U.S. Sprint for 25 years, it just caught my attention that we are referring to a phone sometimes as a cell phone when it's more these days considered a mobile phone. Is that going to cause us issues down the road that it's referred to as a cell phone? I know I'm splitting hairs.
I hadn't even thought about that, so I don't have a good answer for you. What's your concern on that respect?
The technology's changed to the point where even though it does use cell technology, it's just not really referred to typically as a cell phone, but more so a mobile phone these days.
I'm sure if you wanted to, we could probably amend this from the dais and say cellular/mobile, if that would make you more comfortable.
I just think for longevity, it might be a good idea.
Yep, you can make that suggestion, and we can amend it from here.
Would you like to make that motion?
Or
I don't think we need a motion.
Suggestion, okay. But we don't have to agree on that, or?
I'll just
She can put it in
reiterate
the
what I
motion.
It has
just
to be all right, from your standpoint. Mr. Dink?
So just whoever makes the motion, just note the substitution of the term and approving of the policy.
Yeah, got it.
But before we go there,
Yeah, oh, okay, we have another question. Go ahead.
I do.
Ms. Haynes.
So I'm just curious, has this been an issue? Have we had pushback from anyone?
It has
Good.
not been.
That's delightful. Okay.
That's it, okay. We're all good? All right. Ms. Shadrich, you can make a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move that the council approve a resolution updating the employee handbook, section 5.07, noting the suggested amended change of cellular/mobile phone.
Yeah, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Go ahead, Mr. Kuzma.
Mr. Mayor, I'd second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Kozmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So the next item up would be the proposed budget. Got Director Borthus at the podium.
I get to talk a lot tonight.
There you go.
Okay, in your packet is the proposed budget document. It is very lengthy, and at some point in sending it to our document maker, some of the pages got distorted. They got out of order, and some got turned upside down. I don't know what happened. So you have an updated document in your email right now, and then we will update the packet as well. So if you want to look at that, yes. Apologies on that. I don't want you to read upside down. So this evening, we will go through just some of the major highlights. In the packet, you'll see that before every department or every fund, there's also a page listed out, and it has bullet points of all the major highlights for you there as well. So if you want to get specific into one area or look at them all separately, you could do that as well. We're just going to go a little higher overview tonight. So we have been able to present this to you with all of our current service levels being maintained. Despite a few financial challenges, the biggest being the loss of the courthouse sales tax. That along with the loss of the JAG grant potentially, totaled over $400,000. I will say that I believe we would have brought you a reduction in the mill levy had we not lost those two main revenue sources, because that was the exact difference of revenue neutral to maintaining our levy rate. However, we feel very confident in the budget in front of you maintaining our mill levy, which is also what a lot of our peers are doing. Almost everyone is maintaining, as the mayor saw. So, however, another big change was the transient guest tax fund, which we have talked about. We had to move some of those. You'll see that highlight is spelled out also in your packet. So our way to alleviate this until it gets back to a stable place was to transfer out some personnel and some marketplace utilities into the general fund. Obviously, those can easily come back once the fund stabilizes again, which we do hope it will and believe it will. I will say, based on our last conversation, we spoke with the state. They are finishing up their investigation, and then we will bring you whatever they find so that you have something to act on. Also, this is the largest CIP in the plan that's presented to you, the 5-year plan. It is also one of the largest that we have had historically. Some of it is because of carryover projects. So we had a large majority of our projects that are going from one year to the next, which is why it looks so heavy. Some did not wrap up in 25 and had to be moved to 26. Also, our fire service contract increase per the contract terms. Again, we lost these two. I will also say this is a year that's a little heavy for us because it's an election year. We also have a few other things that come up this year that you'll see on future slides. Personnel, we budgeted the same as we typically do. Again, we won't get our final health insurance numbers until September. I believe 8% will cover, but our peers are seeing a lot higher. So we will find out. For transparency's sake, you will see in there a new communications department. What staff did, because our communications is getting to become a pretty substantial investment and something we're seeing a big return on, we moved the different expenditures that happen, whether that's in a different department or a fund. A lot of them were in our general overhead, which it's very difficult to understand what is in there if you're just the public. So anything that was purely communications focused, we moved out of either departments, miscellaneously, or general overhead and put into its own. They have not seen necessarily an increase in program or in those costs. They were just moved. So it's not like we're asking you to adopt a whole new program, or they're not asking for a substantial amount of money. It's the same program, the same what you have come to expect from our communications department, just put into its own department for transparency. We also have a few new funds that council has approved, and these are, again, just for accounting purposes and for transparency. You will see two more between now and the final budget hearing and adoption. It's going to be the two that you already approved. So we'll have the other CID that you approved, and then we will have the Economic Development Fund for you as well. We don't have to budget those, but we'll have them done in time so that you can approve them. Like I said, we were able to maintain all of the programs that you've come to know and love. We also looked at all of council's goals and tried to implement as many as possible and make sure that we were hitting all of the points that you've brought up throughout the years. Because the property tax grant, we've talked about this, has seen a lot of usage. We did increase that one. All the others are staying about within the range that we typically budget. We also were able to add in all of these. Like I said, this is a heavy year. So the two other things that happened this year are the salary study and then the business and resident surveys. So again, that's a substantial amount of money that happens once every few years, along with the elections. And like I said, we are recommending right now that the mill levy stay steady. You will see that used to say 26.412. It is slightly lower after we got back the full assessment from the county. The estimate, so what we submit, it changes based on the actual assessed values. So it is actually a little bit of a reduction, I guess. But so we are asking you to maintain, like I said on this slide, just because the loss of those two revenues are exactly what going to the revenue neutral rate would have been. This is a reminder that only about a quarter of someone's property tax bill in Merriam goes to the city of Merriam. And then this shows that we have found that we're still in the same position after speaking with all of our peers, but pretty much everyone is going to keep their mills either the same or go up actually this year. So we may even be more competitive after everyone's new mill rates come out. But right now we are still close to leading the pack for our area. And then what's next? You did receive the packet a little earlier this year. We know it's a lot to digest, so we wanted you to get it before the budget hearing and the adoption. I'm happy to answer any questions between now and the hearing. You won't have an item on the next agenda unless you would like one, but we wanted you to have time to digest all of the departments and the funds. So we, in the meantime, will be posting the public hearing notice. It's ready to go and already sent off to the newspaper, so you will see that going out at the beginning of August. We're a little ahead of schedule, and then we will have our public hearing as required on August 24th. You will decide if you agree with what's in front of you. I am happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Director Borth? This way, no? Oh, Ms. Haynes, go ahead.
I do have one.
Yes, ma'am.
I know it's very buried, so this is probably way detailed. I'm wondering what kind of thought processes have been used to look at fuel changes and then also any tariff impacts that we might be looking at.
Yes, so very similar to last year about the same time. We always do pretty substantial. We have a high calculation for what we think fuel will be. We always keep it a few dollars more than maybe what it should be. We are closer to $8 is what we budget. That is just in case. And then again, if there's savings, it goes into fund balance. But we always budget more because it's so unpredictable. Pretty much we do the exact same thing with the purchase of all of our vehicles or our large equipment that might be impacted by tariffs. So it is something primarily that Public Works looks at, but it is something Ross is very aware of, and I think he's answered your questions in the past about the tariff. So that is incorporated in his costs with either some sort of a contingency or an inflation percentage. So we try to keep that in as much as possible. I will say it doesn't have, we always try and look at that over the years, it seems, so it wasn't as much of a budget hit as it may be for other cities, but it is built in here.
Very good.
It will
Thank
stay
you.
built in too. I don't see it changing.
Any other questions, Director Borth? Okay, I guess not. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, get back to, oh, here we go.
Hello.
Ms. Guard here to give us an update.
Yes, here to give you an update on our single hauler process. If you haven't got highlights in your mail, you will get it early this week. We just got them here at City Hall today. So there's a whole page dedicated to single hauler, all the information that we've talked about so far, including the route distribution schedule, which I mentioned at the last update, was amended based on your all's request. In addition to that, we are working with GFL for cart distribution information. Actually, just today, we finalized a mailer that's going to go out from GFL regarding cart distribution information, contact information, anything that you're going to need to know. That should be going out within the next few weeks. Cart distribution will start the week of October 12th. And also included within that mailer, and we'll also include on our website, we had a discussion about bin size trade-outs. So if you receive a bin size and you want a different size, that will start after the program begins, and we kind of ease our way into this program starting. But information on that will be included in the postcard and on our website. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I know you've probably discussed this, but please refresh my memory in reference to those individuals that haven't already changed over to the GFL. They have, say, another company. Who gets rid of those carts?
The hauler is to come pick them up. They have been notified. All of the current existing haulers have been notified the dates in which they need to pick up their existing carts. In our mailer that we're going to send out to the residents, we'll have all that information. You need to leave your bin out the last day of pickup. It should be picked up within 24 hours. Again, we'll work with the haulers to make sure that they're on that schedule.
Okay, thank you.
One thing I do want to note with bins, if you are already a GFL customer, you will not get new bins. You keep your existing bins.
Any other questions for Ms. Garn? All right, thank you for the update. Okay, it looks like next item up is a financial update. Well, look who's back.
Yes, they made me up and down a lot. Good evening. June is in front of you. It's a really good month for us to kind of benchmark where we're at because it's an easy way to compare 50% if you see something's over 50%, unless it's something where we pay all up front or, equipment replacement where it happens just throughout the year. It's a good way for me and our departments to just see where we're at. I will say everything is trending right where we would expect, as always. Expenditures are right under the mark, and revenues are hitting right at the mark. So we have no reason to be worried about anything at this point.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Any questions, Director Borth? Nope. Okay, you're good. Thank you. All right. We have some informational items that were in the packet, unless you have any questions concerning those. I understand we do have an executive session in a little bit, but Mr. Engel, do you have anything from staff before we go to executive session?
I do, thank you, sir. The Downtown Master Plan Survey number 2 closes this Friday. It's an online survey that you can get to from our website, but that second survey will close on Friday. The ETC survey that will be sent out as part of the Downtown Master Plan also should be hitting mailboxes right now, as is the highlights should also be in mailboxes right now. So wanted everybody to be aware of that. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Engel? Okay, and we're looking at about 15 20 minutes? 15, so okay.
15. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I would call on Ms. Yodridge to make a motion.
Okay, so I'll have it set, you said 15 to 20, so I'll say 8 p.m.
Okay.
Sound good? All right. Mr. Mayor, I move that the governing body recess into executive session for preliminary discussion related to property acquisition pursuant to KSA 75-4319B6, which allows the governing body to hold an executive session for preliminary discussion of property acquisition. Present will be the governing body, city attorney, city administrator, assistant city administrator, and community development director. The meeting will reconvene in the council chambers at 8 p.m.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second? Go ahead, Ms. Hanson.
I second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
Councilmember Leahy.
Aye.
Councilmember Ryder.
Aye.
Councilmember Silvers.
Aye.
Councilmember Yodridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Kozmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Hands.
Aye.
Councilmember Caldwell.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, for those in the audience, we'll be leaving the room, and when we come back, we're probably just going to adjourn, but you're welcome to stay if you'd like, so.
They do.
Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order, and I don't think we have any other business. I'd entertain a motion for adjournment. Ms. Yodridge,
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adjourn.
we have a motion? Ms. Haynes.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, Madam Clerk.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.